I don't think that I ever have cut down wallpaper to size without making horrible mistakes. Even in my bedroom, I messed up. You don't really see it because the pattern over there is so busy. But trust me, there are some areas that don't look all that nice. Oh God, I'm so nervous. Also because this wallpaper was so expensive. It's going to be fine. It's going to be fine. Oh, just my heart. My heart is racing. I did not know that I could feel so stressed about just a little bit of wallpaper. It's so cozy to be inside right now because outside it's cold and it's raining all of the time. So much better to be in here right now than what it was when we had the heat wave. Maybe you guys are thinking, why are you so stressed about this wallpaper? I'm not just stressed because of the wallpaper. I am stressed because I'm so tired and I have to do this wallpaper. Because when I'm very tired, I always make stupid mistakes. And it is not the smartest thing to do jobs like these on days like these. But if I want to make progress right now, I have to. Can we just take a little moment, just a little moment, to appreciate the coziness of the sound of the rain on the roof? Do you hear it? I love the sound of rain on the roof. It is very dark in here though. Maybe I need to grab myself a filming light. I think that would that would definitely help me with doing all of this. It's kind of important to be able to see to be able to see something. I don't know if you can see it, but there are stains on the ceiling everywhere from the wallpaper glue that I used. I never tried this brand before. I will definitely never use it again. The glue that I normally use never made stains, but this one definitely did. So besides making all of these edges look more beautiful, I think I also definitely have to touch up the paint. Over here I just went up with my knife and then down again. It's, it's really bad, but it's fine. Over here it's fine because we are going to have a shelf on top of this wainscoting. You are not going to see the edges over here. I am struggling so much with this wallpaper. I'm still laughing, but on the inside I'm crying. Right now, these edges look so ugly that I'm even considering making the shelves for the wainscoting today, because then I don't have to see it anymore. Over here it looks like the Mount Everest. Mountains of mistakes. Don't worry, you guys. I am going to fix it. Yep, that's me. I just glued all of the edges of the wallpaper. I can't do anything with these edges right now until it is completely dry, otherwise I'm going to mess up the wallpaper. I also went to the DIY store to buy myself some wood. I don't have MDF anymore to use for the shelves on top of the wainscoting. And also I thought maybe it would be nice to use something that is a little bit more thick. So I decided just to spend a little bit more money. I'm hoping that this is going to look nice. I can't make any mistakes, because if I make a mistake I don't have enough wood. I am definitely going to make the first cut a little bit longer. 202. So let's make it 203 centimeters, that is. Woo! Today it is just better to go slow. Just a little bit too long, but not a whole lot. So let's just remove a tiny little bit. Tiny little bit. we are already there. 2 cuts. Okay, it's quite big. And it's going to be nice to have though, because I can put all kinds of things on top of it. We are also going to have little things underneath it. And I think this is definitely going to help to make it look more like it belongs. Okay, well now I'm going to cut this angle. And then we can make the other side. I am also going to do a little test over here first to see if this angle is a 45-degree angle. My walls are not straight, so yeah, it is actually a 45-degree angle. Okay, that's nice. My wallpaper over here is a bit of a problem because it is not pressed all the way into the corner. A line. Because then I know exactly where I need to drill my holes. Before it goes in though, we are going to paint all of it. These holes are so close to the edge that I'm a bit worried that I am going to break the wood over here. I think it would be a very wise decision to go back to the DIY store to get some screws that are quite long but also very thin. I am just going to paint the first coat of paint, and then, because it needs to dry anyway, I will go back to the DIY store. I think this is a little bit how I am feeling right now. I'm kind of okay. I'm hanging in there. It always feels like coming home because I go here a lot. Took me a long time, but I think I found something that will probably work. Let's see if we can make the little things that I want to put underneath the shelf. I was thinking, it is not going to look like this, by the way. I was thinking to put one above all of these vertical pieces of wood. So that would mean that we need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So let's see how this is going to look. Maybe it would look more beautiful if it comes out a little bit more. Oh. That's so stupid. now. I'm going to make the holes quite big because otherwise these little pieces of wood are definitely going to split. Wait a minute. I also want to put screws on top. I need to be sure that the screw that will go in over here like this is not going to hit the screw that I'm going to put in over here like that. I really hope that this makes sense. I am starting to get more and more tired, so the holes are not even in the middle anymore. Paint is not even dry yet, so I need to be very careful because I don't want to mess up the wallpaper. And now I need my tools. Shit. Okay. Yes. Do you want to stay up here just for a moment? Right now we are back at the stressful jobs because I don't know if this wood is going to split. There are all kinds of strange curves in this wall. It goes like this. So in some places the wood is touching the wall and in other places there's a little bit of a gap. I do think that it is going to look very beautiful when it is all finished. And I also feel like finally I'm making some progress. Over here the MDF is cracking because the screw is too close to the outside, and that's because of this curve in the wall. I just can't go backwards enough. I just have to take this one out because this is not okay. I am hoping that this wall is a little bit more straight. It's not. The person that did the plaster in this room did not do a very good job. So I decided that I'm also going to use some glue. I just want to have it nice and sturdy. This is definitely going to keep everything in place. I don't really know what to do over here in the corner. I wish I could cut this in a point, but I honestly don't really know how to do that. That's weird actually. Usually I always know how to do things. I managed to cut this into a point. Do you see this? Now I want to see if it fits. Wow. It fits like a glove. This is really, really nice. Yesterday evening I painted the first coat of paint. It all looks very beautiful, but it still needs a little bit more filler and one more coat of paint. I am so happy with how all of this looks right now. It is so simple, but I really like it. The things that I need to finish today are this part of the wainscoting that I just made. I also need to paint the floor one more time. I need to make sure that the little pieces of trim that need to go back in front of the gaps that I have underneath the baseboards are sanded and painted. And I need to paint The last coat of paint on the little baby bed. Getting the baby bed up to where I have it right now was actually also a lot of work. When I saw it in the thrift store, it just looked very cute and I liked it, so I bought it. Just scraping and sanding this tiny piece of the baby bed already took me more than 2 hours and it is not even finished yet. If I'm completely honest, right now the only thing that I feel is despair. I'm actually doing a lot of thinking right now about all kinds of things. I think that's the downside, but also the good part about spending a lot of time scraping and sanding. It gives you a lot of time to think about life, I guess. It just took up a lot of my time, doing all of the filling, caulking, sanding, scraping, painting. But right now it is almost finished. I am going to make a start with doing all of the things that I have on my list, and in the meanwhile you guys can go watch some footage that I filmed at a midwife appointment that we had 2 days ago. So we are going to have a baby checkup at the midwife, a different midwife, because at the moment there are so many babies being born in Amsterdam that they don't have time for her at the midwife that she normally goes to. It's actually a bit of a problem, even with the maternity nurses. Just to find one, it's almost impossible because they don't have any time. Everybody that has anything to do with babies is just running around like crazy and is completely unavailable.
If I'm holding your child, you can say, in the belly, this is your baby, so in my hands. So this and this the baby is not using, and this is what I'm holding here in my hands is the baby.
But his head is more down there, so
yes,
and is his back over here or on the other side?
here, right?
Here, yeah.
On the side.
Here's the back, here's his feet,
legs,
and the head.
The head, yeah.
Yeah.
Back, and this is the bump.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, klopt. Kijk, I'm gonna check the engagement. Then you have to pull up your knees like this. Yeah, and then a big breath and out. Yeah, it's already engaged. Very far engaged also. Yeah.
And that means that he's very low.
Yeah, it's already in the pelvic area.
My favorite part.
Yeah.
Yes, yes. This is a good heartbeat, around 150, 154. Yeah. Very good. Just confirm that the back is on that side. Very good.
He's really miracle baby.
Yeah, he is.
At the moment, I have to be honest, I am a little bit done with doing DIY jobs every single day. I'm so tired. I don't want to do it anymore. I just want to take a little break. I just want to do some fun things, you know. I want to decorate a little bit. I want to do some fun little projects like making all of the little birds that I want to hang from the ceiling. I just want to sit. I want to sit somewhere and I want to do something fun. Wow, I wish that I could share with you guys how it feels to be in here, because it feels so nice. I love being in here. I love this little space. I just accidentally painted all of these pieces of trim into the wrong color. I accidentally used the color of the furniture instead of the color of the wainscoting. It is just a very subtle difference, but you do see it. So I am going to fix it. It is going to look so beautiful though, when all of the pieces of trim are back, because the gaps that I have in between my baseboards and the floor, it's really ugly. I think that the floor looks very beautiful. I did the last paint job last night. It took me a long time because I also painted all of the gaps that I have in between all of the boards. But I'm very happy that I did, because it looks beautiful now. I am trying out this rug. I really like the other one that I have, but maybe I like this one more because the floor is so dark. I'm going to make a decision about all of these things. Right now I'm just trying some things out. I can't wait to put the bed together. I want to bring the cabinet back in. I want to hang a couple of things. I want to hang this because I think it is so cute. I can't wait. I'm so excited about just doing a little bit of decorating. I can't do everything yet because we still have some things that I still need to finish. We have the chair, we have all kinds of arts and craft things that I still want to do. I need to figure out all of the things that I want to hang on the walls. I need to put all of these things into frames, and I need to make decisions about where I want to hang what. And probably there are some more things. I want to paint the door. I want to change the hooks. The hooks that I have right now are okay, but I have something else that I think I like more. I have 4 or 5 of these beautiful hooks. I think they belong to a coat rack that I found a long time ago in the trash. I decided not to keep this coat rack. I thought it was very old when I found it, but when I came home I discovered that it was not old at all. It was in a very bad shape, and it was made out of very cheap plate material. So I decided to get rid of it, but I kept all of the hooks. And I think this is going to look very beautiful on the door, and maybe I'm going to put one somewhere else. I'm not sure yet. So all kinds of fun things that I want to finish today and tomorrow. And all kinds of other things that we are just going to save for later, for after the baby is born. And it is not going to take much longer because we only have a couple of days left until the due date. I am going to try to make one more video before the baby gets here. And in this video I just want to do all of the fun little things over here. I really want to share all of these things with you guys, and all of the other things we are just going to save for a little bit later. I was expecting to feel disappointed about not finishing everything, but I am not, because I'm just happy that I managed to get the space completely finished. All of the other things are just fun little projects. There are no big construction things anymore that I need to do. I think one very big priority for me right now is making sure that I am going to take some rest, because I'm not going to be of help to anyone if I am completely exhausted. When Nikki goes into labor, I'm supposed to be there, and I'm very excited about all of this. I really want to be there. I want to support her. I want to support Lorenzo. I want to see this little boy. I am a bit emotional actually right now. I can't lie. It is all just very intense and very surreal at the same time. I can't really describe how I'm feeling right now, but I am noticing that my emotions are very high at the surface. It has been like that for a couple of days now. I think it's quite normal. Becoming a grandmother is just, it's huge. It's huge. It's going to change my life in a very beautiful way, but it is going to change. So yeah, I am I am very tired right now and I need to make sure that I'm going to get myself into a place wherein I feel rested enough to do all of these things. I'm also going to be there in the week after the baby is born to take care of all kinds of things, because we only have the maternity nurse for an hour or two a day. Usually you have the maternity nurse there for at least 6 hours a day, so it's a big difference. And it's fine, I'm going to take care of all kinds of things. The maternity nurse just needs to make sure that the baby is doing well and that things are going well with Nikki. So yeah, it is something that I need to prepare myself for. I need to make sure that my house is clean, because right now it is a huge disaster. And yeah, there are a couple more things that I need to do. Right now I am going to drop my upload schedule just for a couple of weeks. I am going to upload videos whenever I can. In the next few coming weeks, I am going to give you guys all kinds of updates, and I'm going to use my community tab for this. Just in case you haven't seen my community tab yet, it's there. It's on my YouTube channel. When Nikki goes into labor, this is the place where you guys are going to find out. So keep an eye open for all of the things that I'm going to post over there. And I'm going to try to film this last video for you guys. So yeah, I think that was it for now. Thank you guys so much for watching. Keep us in your prayers. And I really hope to see all of you very, very soon. Bye!